Apparently I cannot find, I can never find deck lists. So many things to do, so many things to do. Oops, and I forgot to put the, so many tiny little things. Launcher, do that, okay. Let me see if I can find deck lists real fast. But there's always so many little things to do to get everything up and running. One of these days, just one of these days, I will have everything up and running ahead of time. Although I guess this was not totally my fault since I just found out about it. What do we got? We got unicorn on unicorn. Okay. There's that one. And there is that one. So this game should be real quick since they're both on HMT. Throw this up here. Throw this up here. This is DirtyDeeds deck. Scorpion Splash. So some cancels. Miyako. Kind of cool. Christian's deck is Crab. So common causes and skirmishers. Alright. So we are already well underway for turn one. Make sure everything looks good over here. Everything looks good. Okay. Both players find a Gunso, and Oscar finds a Yasumura, and Christian finds a Worldly Shiotomi, buys a Moto Youth. Oscar gets the trigger right at dawn. Both players bid 5. It's just going to be a rapid fire game. Shiotomi encampment's real good with Yasumura. Although Christian is wider, so firing off HMT might require a bit more effort. So we're going to see military fire to try and take the fire ring off so Christian can't get a keeper. The fan developed card gets converted. After play Gaijin card, she honors. How many Gaijin cards is Christian running? Curve Blade. Ujik Tactics. I think that's it. I don't think there's any Gaijin on the Dynasty side. Runs into Endless Plains. Gunso dies. No defense pass, so firing gets taken away. Shiotomi encampment can get used. HMT can trigger. Probably wouldn't with Yasumura being your only Bushi character. Give me just a moment here. I need to pull up my work email just to make sure nothing slips by me while I'm doing this. Okay. both of them had keepers. I missed the keeper going into the pile from the gun zone. Apparently there's a gunso bug. Good that that warning came out earlier. I didn't know that there was a bug. I didn't know that it wasn't fixed. We see an Earth conflict at the Shiotomi. Worldly Shiotomi is going with it to probably protect against endless plains. I assume they're both on endless plains, and they are. Finds a way to duty. That's kind of interesting. If Christian has a curved scimitar in hand, this can definitely get broken very easily. But bowing to Moda Youth at home might be worth it. Nope, they just pass. There's the spoils. Ooh, Oscar loses a Tessin. That's unfortunate. I assume we're going to see Yasumura stand up. And now that Plains isn't a problem, he can attack freely without being super worried. Captive Audience can do a lot here. Even just any political pump attachment, or I'm pretty sure Oscar's not in the court games. Nope, Unleash Jin or Captive Audience are the options. Finds Upholding. There's Captive. Oscar wants to be lower since he's on Scorpion Splash, so that will help. The unopposed isn't, though, unfortunately. Triggers HMT. I assume he's going to battle the Youth. So we should see some conflict characters make appearances, probably on both player sides. Or a Tessin. Tessin works just as well. Oscar does have the ability to hit a Miyako, which is what we see happen, and dishonors the Youth. This is starting to look very strangely like a Dishonor deck. So we're going to see Air Conflict at Upholding. That Dishonor token hurts a little bit now. It might have been a touch preemptive. Nope, we see an Ambusher come down, so Upholding is going to break anyway and not get any use. Ambusher is such a good card. I don't think it's enough to make Unicorn reliably competitive, but it is certainly a very strong card, especially with some of the more toxic provinces that we see. Way of the Open Hand, okay. I don't believe the Youth can still defend. There's Nujic Tactics. We'll probably see the World of Shiotomi honor off of this. So it is still breaking. An Assassination would be super useful right about now. And the upside is where the Open Hand makes the Void Ring relevant, so it's not a do-nothing conflict. Upholding does break, which is kind of unfortunate. So now we're going to see a Political Void. And that Moto Youth is probably still going to die. Oh, it's military. That's right, he's already done his... Appealing to the Fortunes is a good hit. If he does manage to push through a break here, that is good timing. Steed of the Steps, that straightens. If it has 3 or more, and another Steed of the Steps. So Miyako is going to be able to be in a number of conflicts now, because that is just 3 face-up provinces. Only downside is Christian just has to basically play any card, and the youth stops the break. And Oscar definitely wants us to break now, because otherwise it can be very punishing. We do see a bonsai come down that also stops the win. Oscar resorting to the Steed of the Steps kind of implies he doesn't have any other attachments or pumps that are useful. Join the fray for a Border Rider. Okay. That cannot feel good. Like, at all. So join the fray in Tetsuko. Okay. It's at a Void Province, so Weight of Duty can do a thing, so he's still winning. That was a very heavily invested conflict, and it's still not breaking. A Tessin on Miyako for the break. And there's a curved blade. Okay, so both players have no gas left in their hands. Oscar gets the favor. He's got a very sizable Miyako that can participate in everything. Those are not stellar flips. Border Rider, Wordless Shiotomi, and Moto Youth, plus a keeper for Christian, and Yasamura and a keeper for Oscar. He does have a yurt, so there's probably going to be yurting for money. If things can get sequenced correctly, it might involve buying. Yeah, Yasamura would have been phenomenal here for Christian. And yeah, that was... So Christian still has to play around Endless Plains, and I think Oscar's going to try and hammer Appealing to the Fortune, since there's not a lot that's super threatening that isn't going to get bought here. We see a yurt for honor right off the bat. So Tetsuko plus a Yasamura is now super good. Does not buy the Yasamura, probably signaling a Cat Reserves, since he's at the magical 3 fate and no rings have any money. And Miyako's nice and chunky, so she can provide a decent defense on her own and then still stand. When Christian attacks, there's a skirmisher, so Miyako is going to do very, very little. I assume it's going to be a water conflict here. Well, no, water's freaking pointless, because Miyako got a bunch of horses. What is... so we have a forgery that's offline for Oscar. Unleash the Djinn, maybe. Cab reserves. Not a whole lot in the conflict side that's going to be super great, I don't think. Christian goes at weighted duty, coverts Miyako. Went fire because he's got 2 keepers. Defensive of Tetsuko. That doesn't feel super great. Although, if he can win this, he can straighten the Tetsuko. So we, there's a bonsai. Answered with a curved blade. So Tetsuko picks up a sword. I have to imagine Christian needs to push for a break here, not just win. There's an ambusher to stop the weighted duty. There's a cab reserves to get the Border Rider, the Worldly Shiotomi, and the Yasamura into the conflict. Weighted duty is off, but those are pretty big numbers to have pulled. And Christian concedes, because that is going to start the roll. So that was a 17-minute game. That was fast. That's how Unicorn do. Yeah, that's basically where we're at, because at this point, Christian's going to lose 2 provinces this turn, realistically, at a minimum. I don't see... I know he's got a Border Rider, so it could actually be all 3. So yeah, I don't think that concession was out of place. That's all I got. Less than 20 minutes. I know it's not the most exciting thing in the world, but it's where we are. Thank you guys for joining, and I will catch you on the next one. Bye.